Hello guys, so in the previous video I had shown you what are the important steps for creating the forgot password. So I'm going to explain each and everything. Okay, so first of all we will go and create the forgot password link, and then we will create a page that confirms his email address. Okay, so I'll show you how it's done. So I'm going to show you everything on my local host, that is the XAMPP on my computer. So I'm using XAMPP. Okay, I don't know if you use XAMPP or anything. You can use whatever you like. I'm going to my htdocs folder, and then I'm just trying to find the previous project that I'd made. So the previous project that I made was a login page, so I'm going to use that same thing. Let's see if it is this. I don't think it is this. Yeah, there is a login tutorial for Angular JS. Okay, so let us do it in this only. That is the login Angular tutorial. I'm opening this, and we will have to go to the HTML file and preview the index page. So here is a preview. So this is not the login page. I'm just going to change this to login. Okay, actually, so there is some spelling mistake somewhere. So this was the login page that I had created, okay, before. So here's a forgot password link that is already included in the template. You can watch this video where I show you how to create the Angular login tutorial. Okay, I'll link it in the description so that you can watch it. Oh yeah, I'm showing you how to make a login page. So I'm going to use this same project. So let me go back to my htdocs folder in XAMPP htdocs, and here we have sorry, I'm going to XAMPP folder, and here I'm going to click on the XAMPP control, double click on XAMPP control to start the XAMPP server. So here I have this window open, and I'm going to click on start, and here I want to start the Apache server and the MySQL server. So you see that the servers have started. So this is the same page that I just opened some time ago. So what we have to do is when the user clicks on forgot password, a new page should open, and the new page should give the user two options. It should just give him one text box basically, where he will be asked to enter his email. So if he enters the correct email, then an email should be sent to his registered email saying that password reset email. Okay, so basically it's a password reset email, and he should get a notification over here saying that email has been sent to you successfully. So let us design the forgot password page. We have to create a page first of all. Okay, so what I'm thinking of doing is I'm just thinking of using the same design. I will just use the same page. I'll make a copy, and then I'll delete the unnecessary stuff. So that is the fastest way I think I can think about, rather than searching for a new template and doing all that. So let me go to my project. Let me close this for now, and let me go back to my folder. So my folder was in htdocs and Angular login Angular tutorial HTML, and I'm creating a copy of this login. Control C and Control V, and I'm going to rename it forgot password. So I've just finished renaming the file, and I'm going to open this file using brackets. You can use your own text editor, your favorite text editor. Okay, my favorite text editor is Brackets. So here we have the file, and I'm just going to click the preview button once again. So here we have the preview for the forgot password. Okay, I'm just going to delete everything now and make sure the design is looking okay, at least okay. I just need one text box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all the unnecessary text boxes. What you can do is you can open this same file in Dreamweaver, because Dreamweaver will help you even know what you're designing. Okay, so yeah, I have Dreamweaver started on my computer. So here in Dreamweaver you will get this design panel where you can easily come to know what design is where, and it is much more easier to delete elements from the pages. Here we have it. I'm trying to expand it because I'm closing the unnecessary I don't know what are they called, sub windows. So yeah, I'm going to put in, enter your email address. And I'm just going to remove this unnecessary register stuff, pressing delete. I'm going to remove all these things too. This is not the sensible way to do it. You can just create a new page. You can design it accurately when you're making a live project, just because I'm just demonstrating to you, so that's why I'm like not doing it accurately, as in like I want to make sure that this video is short. So here I have two text boxes. I'm going to remove the second one, that is the password div. So let us save this page and try refreshing and seeing what will be there. We can't see any difference because this is the login page. So let us go to the forgot password. So here we have the forgot password, guys. So I am not finding this email address very nice because the E is not a big letter. So let me go to design view and make this E capital, and I'm saving this page and going to refresh it. So actually the JavaScript whatever was there in the previous forgot password is still there on this page. That's the reason why the test1 alerts and all that are being showing. So I'm going to close Dreamweaver for now because I don't want to make any designing changes any more designing changes. So I'm opening it in Brackets once again, and here you will see the JS files and all that were included. So I'm just commenting out the unnecessary code. So here we have the forgot password page finally created. So this design is quite good. So what happens is, now what I'm going to do is that once the user completes entering his email address, or you can say once he is while he's typing his email address and presses a button, so it will validate in the database whether the email address exists or not, and accordingly if it is validated, it will send him an email with the reset password, or if it is not validated, it will show him an error message. So I hope this concept is simple. So now what I'm thinking in my mind is like the concept for this and the concept for a login page is somewhat similar. So I'm going to use the web service tutorial that I'd used in the previous tutorial. Okay, so this is what the web service is, login. So this tool is checking the username and password whether the user is then the database. So we just need to make some small changes. Okay, we are going to use the same code. By only thing we'll be making some small changes. So guys, we will have to make a copy of this login.php file. We will say forgot password.php, or we can call it validate email, because it is basically validating the email. So I'm going to go back to this file and to the project. I'm going to go to project and web services, and here's the file that we are using. I'm going to create a copy and pasting it, because most of the functions are going to be the same. So I'm going to rename this file to validate email. You can put in whatever you name for the file. Okay, it does not really matter. You have to make sure that all the names are correct and all the other tables. So here we see that we are using the statement select count star. So instead of using select count star, here we need to put in the username and password. So I'm just going to skip this where clause where we are using the password and statement in the where clause. Okay, I'm removing this because it's not necessary, because we are just checking using the username. Okay, seriously speaking, we are using the email, but it is, for now I'll be making it using the username. You can rename this to the email and match it to the column that you are making. Okay, so this is the validate email. Let me go to the other file that I was making, that is the forgot password. So I have to put in validate email here, because I have to make sure it's pointing to the correct address, right? So I hope the spelling is typed in correctly. It is validate email, and I'm just going to remove this password parameter because it's not needed at all. We are just sending in the username. So I removed the parameter. Now I have to make sure that this username 1 is passed, and I'm going to rename this to validate email. So I need to make sure whether this username is set properly in the model. This is AngularJS code, by the way. I have this is the controller, my Angular controller. This is the app name. This is AngularJS. Okay, so don't be confused about anything. You can even use jQuery post. It is almost similar. So nothing to be confused. You can use anything that you are comfortable with. Guys, so now you need to make sure whether the correct parameters are being passed. I'm using AngularJS. So here is the enter your email address message. So I'm just trying to find a box that is saying username 1. So here we have the username 1. I'm just planning to enter in. I'm just going to put a button over here. So to put a new button, I'm just going to put the button code, button tag, by the way. So here's we have created a new button, and on ng click we are going to call the function. on JS or JavaScript we directly use on click usually. So but in Angular JS you need to use ng click to call an Angular function that is defined in the controller. So I need to make sure the spelling for the function is accurate. So I'm going to copy paste the spelling, guys. Here I've copied it, Control C. I'm going to go on top and press Control V. Now the thing is that I'm searching for the button. So I'm not able to find the button, you know, like seriously I cannot find it. I'm not joking. So I'm going to press Control F and type in BUTTON. So here we have it. We have two results. This is a quick way, like in case you're getting lost, you can press Control F and get the line where you were typing previously. You just need to keep in mind Control F and it is somewhat some search. So here is the function being called. So I was just confirming this too, that the ng model is saying username 1, right? And in the validate email function, here again I'm using Control F. You have to highlight the text you want to search in brackets and press Control F. So we have 3 results. You got to toggle to the next one and you directly land up to the line where the function was defined. So here you have it, the function. So here's just a test alert 3. So once a function is called, this alert also will be called, and you know that the function is called properly, and it will call validate email and it is passing the username 1. So just for convenience sake, we are just going to type in alert the username to ensure that the value is being passed properly. This is what I generally do. I don't know what other developers do, but this is my technique. Okay, hi, I am the username. So okay, and make sure that your XAMPP server is running while you run this code. Now I just need to open this validate email once again just to confirm everything is working fine or no in this, whether everything is written fine or correctly or no. Here is the validate email. This @ symbol in PHP, this is a PHP file. Okay, this @ symbol is to use to compress the errors. Compress as in hide the errors. It does not mean I meant hide. So I'm just deleting the password because I'm not using password in this. This statement is really important, like or on trigger MySQL error. This will enable you to generate an error file. This will help, this front part of code is going to help you to execute the query. The query statement is in a string. The string is over here and insert. So in case there is an error, you will get an error log file. It's really nice to put this or trigger error thing. So basically it's going to select star and then we are going to get the count basic, and if the count is 1, then we are going to return the status of 1, or else we are going to return a status of nothing. So actually if the status is nothing, in the previous example I put the insert statement just to make sure like in the insert query is correct or not. This is like just for debugging purpose. I can literally see the result using json.stringify. So let us go ahead and refresh the page. I am using the file for now, but I don't think it is convenient this way. I think it's better to go for localhost. Open this using localhost. Okay, so you see that the button is looking very weird. We need to type in some text for the button. So let us go to the forgot password page and find the button. Again I'm lost, so I'm going to press Ctrl F and type in button. here I'm going to type in something like validate. You can type in the text that you desire. I have put in validate for convenience sake. I've refreshed the page and I'm going to type in Joel. So let's just I know it's not going to work because I have not checked the database and all that, and I know that this value is not there. Many things could make it not work, so let's hope that it doesn't work. So it seems that we are getting the variable in the from the text box correctly. I typed in Joel and I typed this hi, I am the username. So in case we are able to get the response, but I'm not sure. I'll show you how to see. Since with the error, there was an error, we have got the select statement. Because see, let's open the file again. So I told you that I am just showing the insert statement, right? Like when there was no rows selected, when the count is not 1, I've shown this insert statement basically. So guys, the next thing I got to do is, like, I got to check the database, like manually check the database, because I don't really remember what I typed in the database. To do that, I'm going to open this XAMPP control panel and click on admin. This helps me open the database. I have to check what were the values to. So here's my file and here's the config. Okay, so the config will tell me which DB I'd use. So I'd use the table name test. The database name is test, and the table name should be my test table. Okay, so let us go back to the Google Chrome and open the database. So the database name is test and my test table. So this is the exact one. So you see that the email address is joeljfernandez@yahoo.com. So I need to check it against the email, because since there's an email column, I'm going to type in email in the web service, and hopefully the validation is going to be fine this time. Let's hope for the best. I'm going to close this file page. Okay, here is the other file. Let's go back to localhost and validate this properly. Check whether it's working fine or not. Just pressing Ctrl F5 to make sure that there's no cache or anything. So I'm going to type in my email address. Click on validate. Okay, so it seems that we are getting the status as 1. Just in case you don't believe me, here I'm going to echo out the status. Okay, and here there's some redirection code that is redirecting you to my website. So here when the status is 1, so let me explain this part of the code, like many people are confused about this. So basically what happens is that we are just making a call to the web service, right? Let me just find out where has it been written. Here is it. Okay, here is the correct place. So what happens is that when this URL is called and this username is passed, so this validate email, this is validate email, it will get the parameter from the request, that is the username. So I typed in Joel J Fernandez, correct, @yahoo.com. So it is, then this Joel J Fernandez will be saved in a variable called username, and this string will be created. Select count star from my test table where email is Joel J Fernandez @yahoo.com. So now since there is an record, the count will show as 1, and the count will be saved as 1, okay, the result, because there is one result. We are using the count star statement, so the result, there will be one result basically, and it will give an int. So in case you don't use this, sometimes it won't give you the correct integer value, so it's better to filter out the integer value, okay. Sometimes you get the value as a string, so sometimes it's better you to use int. So if it is 1, then we are returning a string, that is a JSON string. This is an array and we are returning the status 1. So here we are echoing the JSON, that is the result, right? So here if you press Ctrl C Ctrl F, you will get all the places where it's highlighted, okay. So here we are just basically passing the result. So that is how we got the status as 1, and this was how to validate whether the email exists in the database or not. So I'm forgetting one thing on this. So what I told you before is that if the user exists in the database, he needs to an email needs to be sent to him, okay. I will show you what the email code consists of very soon, guys. So now I'm going to show you what code has to be written exactly to send the user an email. The thing you need to know is that this thing is not going to work on the XAMPP server, so I'm just copy pasting it for now, and I'm just going to explain, okay. Like, I'm not going to literally use my domain for showing this, but I'll show you the correct code. Be sure that I'll be showing you the correct code to create this forgot password thing, okay. So I'll show you how to send an email, okay, using PHP now. So if there is a one user available in the database, we need to send this an email to the user, right? So in the web service file, that is the validate email, I'm going to add some mail code. So here I'm going to put in a comment for you to understand it better. Email code. Please note that I'm just going to mention all the code in the description, so that this will help you out, okay. In case you are finding it very difficult to look at this video and copy the code, I will provide you the code in the description, so don't worry. Here we have the subject and the headers, okay. I'm just going to copy paste this from my previous project, the project I had created previously. So this is the email format, okay. So here this is the subject of the email. Your from whom, suppose your name is Joel Websites, so I'll be putting Joel Websites here, and suppose your website email is joelwebsites@joelwebsites.com, or it can be support@joelwebsites.com, it can be whatever. This is the reply email, so whenever the user presses the reply button, he will send an email to Joel Websites, or you can type in the email that is desired for the reply. Similarly, now there are some headers, okay. I don't know exactly for what is this. This is just for encoding or something. We don't need to pay too much attention for this. Now the other main part of the message, here we need to create a variable called message, okay. So here you can copy an email, HTML code in the email, but just make sure that it is properly escaped for double quotes, because that can be a problem. If you want a tutorial about how to send an email using a custom template, please let me know in the comments. I will surely make that video for you. So once you have defined a message, hi, I am the reset email, here is the link, As I told you before, there has to be a link provided in the email for the reset, and maybe you have to provide a randomly generated string for security purposes. So yeah, I'll be providing the link, and the customer should be able to reset the password after clicking on the link. So the final part of the email is to use this code. First, this is the part where you need to define all the variables, and here is the main code to send the email. So here you need to type in mail. So guys, here is the email that you need to send the email to. This is the email where this should be the customer's email. Okay, so the customer is the one who's going to receive the email, so his email should be mentioned over here. So in order to mention the customer's email, we will take this username parameter because this contains the email, right? We are going to copy this and paste it over here. So here we have the email properly set up. We just need to mention the link. So I will explain that in the tomorrow's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video, and if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up, and do check the description because I will be posting the code for this tutorial very soon. So I hope to see you soon tomorrow. Bye bye guys, and take care. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Stay tuned for more videos. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Bye bye guys, and take care.